good, YouTube? It's Rage Real. So in today's video, I want to bring you guys some more next gen bombs for Madden 23. So if you enjoyed this video, go and drop a like on the video right now. Go ahead and sub and turn on post notifications on. So I do want to say that I am in the Lions offensive playbook. Again, I'm in the Lions offensive playbook. Now, if you do enjoy this video, I would greatly appreciate if you do drop a like, and I love hearing from you guys in the comments. So if you ever want to say anything, doesn't matter what it is, just make sure you let me know in the comments and I'll get back to you ASAP. I love responding to you guys, and those of you guys that comment and like my videos regularly, I greatly appreciate you. Seriously, I truly appreciate you. But also, I do have ebooks on my website, so it is allthingsmadden.com. The link to that is in the description, and let me know in the comments if you guys want me to put together an ebook for next gen, because I'm thinking about doing one. I just don't know what formation, but this formation right here could definitely be one of those formations I do an ebook on. I like it because it's off meta, and they have a lot of great route combos you can put together. So I'm going to show you a bomb setup in here, but I'm also going to show you every down play that you can use. Now there's going to be tons of variations to this play, but I'm not going to go over in this video just because I won't have time. But if you're interested and you like this formation, consider requesting me to do this ebook for you on this particular formation. So with all that out the way, let's go ahead and get into this. So for personnel, you'll hear me talk about it throughout the video, so we're not going to worry about that. But taking a look here, they have inside zone, they have this reverse, which I'll get into. Just know I'm not a fan of this reverse, but I'll get into it. Now we also have this RPO base, which I love a lot. I love this play a lot. It's really great to complement with the inside zone because you get a halfback base and you get an inside zone. Now the pass plays we'll talk about in today's video is going to be this deep end right here, and we're also going to take a look at jet 6 drive. So let's go in and get started. So let's go to deep end right here, and we're going to go into $1 because this is most likely what you'll see. You guys can look at the substitutions. We have all the athletes in. Now I did take the starter defensive line out so I can have a little bit of time. So that is the only change to this. So what we're going to do here is come out in cover 3. Now this bomb works versus everything other than match coverage. So it works versus cover 3, cover 2, and man coverage. So, and cover 4 drop. But first and foremost, I want to show you this reverse starting out. Now this reverse, the bad thing about this is that they actually just don't, this play would be so much better if this person that have the mic on actually got blocked. And what you're going to notice here is even if I ID him and I snap the ball, the quarterback just does not block him. So you guys can see like this play would be just that much better if the quarterback actually got a block. And I'll show you one more time, but this time we'll show you versus man. So I just want to show you why I don't like this play. Again, this is why I don't like it. So don't be tempted to use it. It's just, if they have anybody that's out there, it's just not that good because they just don't block him. Unless you can make him miss, that is the only way you'll end up getting yards. But even then, on this game, it's kind of hard to make somebody miss, especially when you talk about they can click on and stuff. So just don't run it. It's sad that it's that way, but, it is what it is. Now, the next run play I'll look at is RPO base. Now, this is literally just a typical run play. You can throw the slant, but I actually love throwing this route right here versus zone drop. And I'll show you here in a second. But first, I'll show you the handoff action. I mean, it's literally just a halfback base right there. The CPU did an excellent job of, going down the path. But essentially, it's literally just it's just your basic RPO style play. But I just love throwing this looky out here because it does get open. You just obviously right there I'm gonna do that, but you want to call it when they're zone dropping, and they will have to zone drop with this particular offense, especially if you start using these concepts. Now, last thing I'll talk about here before the video gets started is I would recommend you put slot apprentice here. If you don't want to, that's fine. But the reason why I say that is because if you motion this guy in, it actually starts to look like Y off trips Pats. You guys know that's extremely popular formation. And even besides that, you can put this guy on crossers. You can put this guy on post. Even a corner out is actually pretty good from this particular spot if you move the ball to the other hash mark. So there's a lot that you can do. Even if you have outside apprentice, you can still cook up some good route concepts. That's why this formation caught my interest. It's just the only sad thing is that obviously you only get one motion, so you'd have to let him, you can't motion anybody else obviously. So anyways, let's go and get started with the actual video though. So for the setup, all you need to do is take circle, put him on an in route, and take I like to take my tight end right here, put him on a streak. Take your running back, put him on a swing to the left. Now, it's not going to show up because I don't know why this glitch is, but we have X on the streak, we have circle on the in route, we have triangle on on the running back swing route. So again, I don't know why this game does this to where they it's only in, I'm assuming it's only in practice mode. I don't see it that much in game. But anyways, what's going to happen here is that you do need some time, but what's going to happen is that cover 3 is going to get exposed. As you guys know, I mean, bombing coverages is really easy on next gen. I don't understand why it's this easy. Current gen was a lot harder to bomb coverages, which to me is why a lot of people don't play next gen. But regardless, what you see happening here is what's going to happen. So this streak is going to hold this safety right here, so he can't follow this. If you don't have this streak, the safety will actually try to match with this route. So you need that streak by the tight end, and you can tell we have all this room out here to throw this ball. Plenty of room out there, and the reason why this works is because for some reason on next gen they kind of man match routes, which you shouldn't do at all. This is not his responsibility. Even in real life, this is technically not his responsibility. His responsibility is supposed to stay on the upfield shoulder, not all the way inside trying to pick off a comeback route. That's not his job in cover 3. In cover 3, it's actually the curl flat's job to get his butt under there and then come down and rally. But we're talking about real football, and you can't really judge it off of that because this is Madden, as we know. So anyways, you get the idea of why that gets open. You can tell, I mean, you have plenty of room to throw it out there. So now I do believe if you deep half, that'll actually stop it, because at that point he shouldn't be man matching. And we'll take a look at it. So right here, this should not get open. But the good thing is that if your opponent wants to deep half, he sets himself up for other things. So right here, you can kind of tell what I was talking about. So notice how they deep half and they do take it away. So I like to show you bombs. I like to show you how to stop them just in case, just so in case somebody tries to do it to you. But anyways, moving forward, I want to show you cover 4 drop. Now, cover 4 drop, you're going to need a little bit more time in the pocket for. And also one thing I do want to mention too, I want to show you something real quick. So other things, so just in case maybe you don't want to throw this route right here, maybe it's not open, what I love to do is hit this route right here, because it's always going to be open no matter what coverage they're playing, unless it's match coverage or man or match is going to follow this. But if not, you always have this in route, and the reason why is because this streak is going to push back any hook zones and any vertical hooks, and this post route is going to push back any hook zones or vertical hooks. So that means that this route is open at all times. So if you see something you don't like, maybe you're reading this corner out here and you see the corner, don't play hard on this, you actually still have time to hit this dot right here. And again, if you're worried about the spy, you can simply just keep moving left and then dump this ball down, or you can move to the right and then make the user think you want to hit this post, and then maybe you can just dump it down. So you have options, man. That's all I was trying to get across. So cover 4 drop, it's a little weird, but you're gonna need a little bit more time in the pocket, and you can still use the same exact setup. And like I said, you're just gonna need a little bit more time. Now I understand I have garbage defensive line in, but you'll see what I'm talking about here in a second. You just need a little bit of time, because what'll happen is you'll be able to undercut that safety, because that safety is going to play it too aggressively. So it's not as clean. This one may not be as reliable, but it's a good option if the play breaks down. And the reason why I say that is because whether this is your user or this is your user, they're normally going to play real aggressive on this, because they're going to see this right here. They're going to see that, and they're going to be like, okay, the safety has that. So they're going to be playing down here, probably trying to send a spy. So you can either you can grab this guy, playmaker him, and then wait, and then you can throw this ball. Now sometimes they will do this where they'll settle up, or sometimes they'll actually you'll be able to pass lead out here, and he'll be able to click. You'll be able to click on and then get a rack catch, possession catch normally. So it just depends on when you actually throw the ball, but you put yourself in a really good position. So moving forward, cover 2. Cover 2 is going to be the same exact thing, except actually I lied to you. Cover 2 is a little bit different. So if you know your opponent's playing cover 2, go ahead and take circle right here, and then I like to put them on a comeback route. And again, it's doing a little glitch thingy where you're not going to see it, but you put them on a comeback, and I like taking my running back and putting them on a curl flat. And what this is going to do is it's going to force the user to stay in the middle, and what we're going to be able to do is easily split those safeties for a potential one-play touchdown. So it's not going to be a one-play touchdown every single time, sadly, because we are talking about next gen. But what I can tell you is that it's a potential one-play touchdown. And the reason why this works is because this mid-read, for whatever reason, just does not register this route. In real life, he's supposed to carry that to the safeties, but obviously, like I said, this is not real life at all. This is Madden. And also one thing you can do too is you can hit, if you wanted to put this guy on a streak, it could hold him a little bit better, but I like a comeback route. So if you want to get up a little bit more, you can put a streak if you like, but I like this combo right here because if they start trying to zone drop, a lot of times you can throw this little whip route, lead them up the field if they try to zone drop to stop you. So anyways, you get the idea. It's just your typical reads, but I'll show you cover 2 one more time, and I'll show you putting a streak because you should be able to put a streak as well if you'd like, because that post route is ran so unique that you should be able to get the spacing that we're looking for. So circle, I like to put them actually on a fade because on a fade they like to try to fight outside. So normally they're gonna, if they cover 2 press them, they're gonna get a release outside. So if you kind of look, notice how circle went outside. That's because I put them on a fade, and as you can tell, it's gonna get even more wide open and even more potential for a one-play touchdown. And again, you want to make sure you put your receiver out there on a fade if you know it's cover 2. Streaks are normally better versus man. Streaks are normally better versus zone, but fades are normally better versus man and cover 2 because they're going to force them to go outside, because a fade is an outside running route. A streak is just a, straight line type of route. That's how Madden registers it, even though in real life they're both literally the same thing. Just the release is a little different on a streak versus a fade. But anyways, you guys can tell right here. So if you wanted to, you can actually still push this ball to this receiver right here if they're not zone dropping. But we really have 2 reads. We're putting this safety in no man's land where he can't cover anybody. So that's why we have a 2-way read right there. So anyways, that's why I like that. So moving forward, we're going to talk about man coverage. Now, man coverage, there's a couple different things we can do with this play. What's most important to note that is that I like having my best route runner or my fastest player here because this post route can clear man. Now, what I like to do versus man is take circle, put them on a slant, and then motion them across, and take triangle, still put them on, I like to put them on an option route. Now I know it looks funny, but I promise you it's a slant. But look at circle, and then R1 you can potentially, no, I think that's what I was having a problem at. So I think this, if I remember right, this play you actually can't split man coverage. They have 2 high safeties. The best way you can try to split it is doing the same thing versus cover 2 that you would, as you would try to beat cover 2. So I do like the zig route versus man still. One thing I do like to do though is take an out route over a comeback. That's just something personally me. So I would do something like this, or you could just block your running back. But essentially the point is you want to try to look to, of course I'm still in cover 3. I forgot to switch to man coverage. Can I please go down? Thank you. But man coverage, the only way I really like using this play is if they're playing aggressive man. So what that means is if they're putting purples out here, or they're putting something that looks like this, or something that looks like this, or even something that looks like this right here. So if they put anything aggressive like that, then I do like to call this. But I just want to show you just in case, like if you just worst case scenario type of thing. So what we're gonna do here is take circle, put them on a comeback still. And if you run it like this, basically all you want to look for is X and R1, because there's going to be no purples at all, if that makes sense. So you want to see if X can win and then R1, but look at R1. So I'm not getting the right pass lead, but I threw it too early too. So it wasn't just on the game. That was actually my fault. And I'll show you here in the replay. And then we'll take I'll do it one more time so you can see what I'm talking about. But with this particular setup, your first read is going to be R1, because you call this when you know your opponent's not playing purples. And normally the user is going to be aggressive on this zig route. Normally they're going to be aggressive on it. So what's going to happen is it's going to look something like this. You see where 2 people, normally that's going to be the user about right here trying to get a lurk on you. But the reason why I like this is because with this little comeback, it's going to wide him out. And actually what you want to do is actually wait and then deliver that dot. And I'll show you here in a second. But like I said, there's better plays in here versus this particular man coverage. It's just that I just want to show you one to try to, bomb man coverage in a sense. And also don't forget, you can take a triangle, put them on a option route, and that option route is going to turn into like a really good out route versus man. But right there is what I've been trying to hit this whole entire time, because that's what you're going to look for. So that's why you need your speedy player, your fast player, your best route runner, whoever you think can get open, because you're really dependent on him getting a good animation. So notice how he gets a good little stick in the foot in the ground, little animation, and this is what you're looking for. You want to hit this ball up in here. I apologize. It takes me a long time sometimes to think about stuff and to put things together. But anyways, moving forward to the last thing, we're going to take a look at, it's not redig. I forgot to put it actually in here. So we'll go ahead and call it so we can just come out in it. So the last thing I want to show you guys in this video is going to be this jet 6 drive, and this is pretty much a good, you know, dot type of play. So if you want an every down style play where you don't need any hot routes, not hot routes, if you don't need any you know, slider apprentice, tight end apprentice style, you just want, you know, to be able to, you know, move the ball down the field. So there's a couple different setups I like, but I don't have time to go over all of them, so I'm just gonna go over maybe one or two. So what one of them I like to do is take circle, put them on a streak. I like to actually take this receiver out here, motion them in, and then put them on a hitch route. And then lastly, I like to take my tight end and either put him, well, I ain't gonna say either, but I like to take my tight end and actually put him on a flat route. So this is exactly what it looks like. It's gonna be a read style play. This is good versus any cover 3, cover 4 drop style plays. Because what we're going to be able to do is, we could have threw that a lot earlier, but you want to drift that way in the pocket if that's your read. But essentially it's going to be a double-sided read. Now if they're playing any vert hook, this will not work. Okay, so I love this versus cover 3 or your cover 4 drops. So what happened here is that the hook zone, they don't react to this, so they actually will keep sinking back no matter what. And this wheel route is actually going to push back any of the outside zones, so your purples or anything. And also something interesting does happen. Notice how he turns his back and runs. That lets you know that that's match coverage. But he did do it when he threw the ball, so we'll see here in a second. But looking at this right side, this is good because normally what happens here is that the user, if he's on this side, what the user will do is they'll normally go chase that. So what you can actually do here is turn around and playmaker this guy, which I'll show you here in a second. But if the user is on this side, then we can actually hit a flood concept style read. And if you want to, you can throw this ball right about now. But I like to let him wait and bounce right there. So just one of the things I like to do. But I want to show you this real quick too. So let's just say for whatever reason the user is on that route. So we'll set it up the same exact way. All right, so let's say the user is on the right side, right? Let's say he took away our read on the right side. So what you can do is, if you want to, you can grab this guy, playmaker him whichever way you want. And also route bounces on this game are really crazy, as you guys know. So you can actually route bounce him if you want. So I did playmaker him the wrong way. Normally, if you're going to run this, you want to playmaker this guy. Let me go. So you normally want to grab him and push him up, not out. So that was an accident. You know, you don't normally want to do this where he goes out, but you want to grab him, make him go up. So that way what can happen is we can actually fake out the user. Or if you want to, you can playmaker him, but you have to throw this ball immediately and get down if you wanted to. But I don't like playing like that. I just would rather playmaker him up. And also the good thing about this particular route is this route bounce always does this, where it comes all the way across the field. So you can give yourself a really late read because that's just how it's designed to do. So anyways, now versus cover 2, this play is absolutely terrible with this particular setup. This particular one is terrible versus cover 2. So please don't run it versus cover 2, okay? Versus cover 4 drop and your cover 3 styles. Now, the next setup that I'm about to give you is versus every single coverage in the game. You can run this versus any coverage in the game and you'll have success. So what you want to do is take circle, put them on a streak. You want to take X. I like the there's different setups I like, but for this one I'll give you this one. So you can put them on a curl, you can take square, put them on a drag, and then I actually like to either block my running back or just put them on a just block them. It'd be easier just to block them, and then take square, put them on a drag, and then we're going to motion this guy across. So with this setup, with this particular play, you're going to be able to get over the top of every single coverage in the game. So you want to start off with your drag, if I can get out the pocket, and then lastly you're going to have your post that breaks open late. Now I like this play because what's going to happen is you can actually create a lot of setups based on this post route, right? And that's what I meant when I kind of meant, like, you know, if you want more, get an ebook, because there's just some things I don't have enough time to explain about why and what I do. But essentially what happens here is that we're going to make a read right here. So if the user is on this hook zone right here, he's going to have to either play this drag really hard, or he's going to have to play the curl route, and then at the same time he's going to have to realize this route's developing. Now if the user is on this side, what he's normally going to do is actually turn and run with this route right here. So what we do is actually just dump this ball down right here, if you get what I'm saying, because we want to force him to start playing hard flats. And when he starts playing hard flat, then we'll use the other setup that I just gave you. So you can kind of see how all this is kind of scheming together. But this route right here is so good that it gets open no matter what coverage they're playing, just because of the type of route that it is. So I'll show you versus cover 2. And again, and this is just for people who, you know, for those of you guys that actually want the nice little cover 2 beaters, or you just want something that you can run up and down the field, you know. Now, like I said, there's way more setups you can do that's based off this post route. So if you guys are interested in more, just let me know in the ebook. But you can tell R1's going to get open, but you're going to need a little bit of time for R1, so keep that in mind. Notice how it's buying time. And again, there are other plays if you need a quick dot, you know, that's just all part of an ebook. This is just one of the particular plays I wanted to go over. So again, if the user is being dummy aggressive, you can always throw this ball right here real quick. And also, if they're being really aggressive, sometimes you may have this little route open right on the break if they decide to blitz this person, if they're sending some type of, you know, if they're sending some type of dollar blitz where they're trying to blitz both of these and then lurk in the middle. This play is still good because a lot of times you can throw this hot, or you know, you could throw this hot too as well. So there's a lot of things you can do, a lot of different things, you know, so it just doesn't make sense to break down everything. I just want to show you that this mid-read does not match with this route in cover 2, so you don't have to worry about that. And it's a high-low between this corner, so if they zone drop that corner to stay up top, you'll just have this drag and you can just carry it along the sideline for a big old gain. So anyways, that's gonna wrap it up for this video though. I do hope you guys have a blessed day. I'm Rage Real and I'm out.